saying Todd Standing because apparently I'm not Todd Standing. Somebody else owns the rights to Todd Standing. So I got to speak quietly when I say Todd Standing. Thank you very much for tuning into my live show today. The world is a funny place, and we take it step by step. So I'm heavily in this discovery process. What has separated me dramatically from my predecessors is the fact that I'm working with extra sensory perception and something that is a coin that has been phrased by colleagues of mine that are teaching experiential telepathy, which means you're experiencing telepathy, mind speak communication. It's a vital importance of this discovery. And for those of you who are not on board with that, I suggest you go start doing some research. That's real. They teach it in universities. These are facts. Mind speak, telepathy, empaths are real. And it's an immensely important part of this discovery because that's how Sasquatch have remained undiscovered, is they can simply feel us, feel our intents, and they're at a level that's very significant. So in the link is the course that's being offered by my colleagues and mentors and friends. It's going to be a lot of stuff on that, guys. I'm really going to get my expeditioners are going to have to take that course before they come out with me. It's essential. That's how you discover Sasquatch is you learn to communicate with them. If you want to look at it that way, it's the way you can actually communicate with the Sasquatch, open up to them, and discover them. And it's not really possible to make this discovery without it. That's how they communicate. We have to learn their language. It's a language we can speak. As telepathy, we can be telepathic with animals. We can be telepathic with other people, with other beings of all kinds. And I want to answer some questions from those people specifically that are taking this course. There's a lot more going on too. I'll be working with people, mentoring people, learning with people, going through this course. It's a really big part of what I'm doing, and it's going to help us expand dramatically. So, Cherub asked a question, uh, wondering if Sasquatch have relationships of any kind with off-planet beings. I'm assuming they will, because there are beings from other planets. But a lot of questions I'm getting asked, there are some things that are above. I don't want to talk about because I don't know enough about it yet. It's not responsible for me to be discussing topics that I really don't have any knowledge of. I can theorize, like I would theorize, yes. So, but absolutely true or not, I would really think so. I know people that have alleged that. Gosh sake, I saw Joe Rogan believes he went on a mushroom trip and he sat down with aliens in a cave. And he really believes that. And there are lots of people that have had experiences like that. Who am I to say that hasn't transpired in their lives? So Sandra asks, how do we learn if Sasquatch like or make music? Do they sing? Well, I don't know. Even general questions. This is a very generalized question. Some people like music, some people don't. Some people like the mountains and nature, some people can't stand it. There is no general answer for Sasquatch. I guarantee you'll be able to find a Sasquatch that likes music as much as you'd be likely to find a Sasquatch who doesn't like music. So you, these are highly intelligent beings, and to think that there's a cookie cutter for all of them would be a preposterous thing to think. Dogs are different. Some dogs will bite you and attack you. Other ones will cuddle you and love you and are incapable of violence. So I think when you ask questions like that, really remember they're all going to be different. They're all going to have different personalities and different likes and dislikes. And I think what I would say is them being such intelligent beings, you're likely to get a greater diversity. And I'm really feeling that a great diversity of personalities. So another question from it's Martha. In the podcast, it was stated that Sasquatch never gave up on us. They're human cousins, and they showed Todd that it was okay to use drones because they needed footage. Todd said they helped him because he was going too slowly. So I guess the answer is I did get mind speak that the Sasquatch. I maybe I think I'm going too slowly. I don't know. I didn't get that impression from the Sasquatch. A lot of times, I'm absolutely certain of this. A lot of times, even almost very often, I'm trying to label these experiences that I'm feeling from them. I'm labeling them. I have to because they're not speaking English. They literally will give me like a video that plays, an experience that plays, and then they send an emotion with that, and I have to deduce that based on what I think. So it's very complicated. It's not easy. That's why I'm really going to work hard on this. This is going to take years to evolve and develop, especially for me. This is very new to me, and So the truth is, that's probably me reflecting my own feelings onto that image. I feel like it's too slow. I want it faster. So, and again, it's some Sasquatch are going to want it faster, some don't want it at all. So, it's going to be different with every single one, right? Sandra asked a question: have you learned if Sasquatch like or make music? Oh, I did that one already. So, sorry, I'm just trying to go through this. It's a bit of a, there's so many questions, way lots of questions. Do Sasquatch in warmer climates have more or less hair? I don't know. I've never seen a Sasquatch in Texas. So, but the other question that Bettina asks is, are there are the Yeti and Sasquatch different races from the same being? Different race. They're a subspecies, most assuredly. Well, we're a subspecies. We can mate with Sasquatch and produce viable offspring. That's happened. I bet the Yeti could do the same thing. I bet the Yeti are probably closer related, and I've been alleged that's in the DNA, so by geneticists, but not 100% on that. When it comes to telepathic communication that they receive from Sasquatch, this is Margin asks, Marjin, Margin. Um, are they able to telepathically communicate back to them or even have conversations? How far does the telepathic communication go? How far has it been developed? Again, this is me speculating, but I would strongly assume, yeah, it's back and forth. Actually, this is what I know. I know there have been people out on expedition, people even in Nia Bay that I've been with, where the Sasquatch read them and then communicate back to me. And so I'm picking up stuff from Doug, let's say, that I shouldn't know about. I know about Doug's sister. I know what Doug's thoughts are. Well, I can't read Doug, but they can. So literally able to send me what they know about Doug, and that's what really has made me get into the know that I am doing this, and I'm not just crazy, because you sit there and you go, oh, I have all these images, all these things going on in my mind. What's real? What's not? When I can go to an individual and go, tell me about your older sister, and they go, I didn't even know you had an older sister. Nobody, I didn't tell you that, and I know you're not in speaking terms with your older sister. Yeah, you had no idea of that. So it's those things that substantiate that the mind speak I'm getting is legit and true. It's helping me move forward. And we all need that. That's what this course is about. It's about all of us working together and finding ways to substantiate this development that's a discovery. We talk about the discovery of Bigfoot. It's the discovery of this new way to communicate with them. So a lady named Maureen G asked this very existential question that I just can't answer. It starts, I'm wondering if a version of Sasquatch can exist or be available just beyond the environment's current imagination, and if enough beings, this is way too much. So there's a point where it gets too far, right? Like John would have said this is too far, but it's not. I'm pushing the paradigm. We can't be talking about existential reality and energy, and that's no, it's too far. I won't go into those kind of things. I'm keeping this grounded. It's my job. Some people are going to go off and have these big explosions and want to know about energy and if a tree falls in the forest doesn't make a sound. It's questions like that that just are, they are what they are. But I'm going to keep this very grounded. There, I don't have any interdimensional blah blah blah. I think that's preposterous. They're three-dimensional beings. Uh, and when you talk about interdimensional and stuff, I really just get like, I get sour because scientists go, whoa, whoa, whoa. A two-dimensional being doesn't exist on a three-dimensional plane. They're three dimensions. They move around. I can see them. If they're a four-dimensional being, I wouldn't be able to see them. They'd be everything everywhere. Like, we really got to be careful because we're going to detract real sciences that understand that that is preposterous talk. That doesn't make any sense. They're not fourth dimensional beings. They're here on a three-dimensional plane. If you're talking about telepathy or something like that, it's totally different. So let's we could just get so existential and all bent out of shape for it. I don't think it does the research good though. Let's move slowly. This is a hard pill for a lot of people to be swallowing, and I really appreciate people's patience with this because I wouldn't be moving in this direction. I wouldn't if if I wasn't in the know that it's so real, it's so legit, guys. Back in 1999, I took a psychology course at the University of Alberta, and they had a whole section on psychic reality. I couldn't believe it. I read it 3 times. I went and told my professor, I was like, is this a mistake? What do you mean psychic ability is real? He's like, it's real. They're writing into this is in 1999. So beyond third eye spies. This is just in the development of it. Like this has been going on a long time. It's very real. It's very legit. So we have to accept this truth, and if you don't, you're not going to do well with this discovery. So Cosmos asks, I'm more interested in their elimination and fun activities. But I don't know what that is. I think they play with each other. They do tracking games, but I'm having a hell of a time trying to figure out how to play with them myself. That's the ultimate ideal thing to get going on, is to have them playing. And I just have Jason Shoot, who's a dog trainer, taught me that in today's day and age, he's a top world famous dog trainer, that's the best way to train animals and to work with animals is through play. It's not even through giving them treats anymore. It's through play. Play is the best thing. How do you play with a Sasquatch? So, and the answer is I don't know, and I've been trying. Man, I've done lots of stuff, and they have all failed utterly. What have I done? We did stick fighting. We played football. We threw around a frisbee. I don't even know if a Sasquatch saw it, but we were out there playing. And then I have a friend who's a martial artist. We threw down. We had like this altercation where we had a fight, a fun, friendly fight, kind of, but really testing our skill sets. He's a very high level martial artist, and that just seemed to not go well at all. So it went well with us, but I felt the energy of the Sasquatch. Like, man, that's not cool. You guys shouldn't be fighting like that. So, but it was an experiment, and that's the level that I'm really working at. So, Laura has some questions. Has Sasquatch or Todd has Todd been a Sasquatch in another life? I say I don't know about that stuff. That's and if I did have knowledge of that stuff, I wouldn't be talking about it right now because it's too much. It's too far. I don't have evidence to substantiate that. This is one of those things that gets too existential, too out there. I feel like we lose focus if we don't just take it step by step with really guys. This isn't even a proven discovery yet. So if we start going off into all these areas, if I start talking about their society and what they eat and all that, I don't know that stuff. I'm only speculating, and I don't think it's responsible to get so crazy like that with so far ahead. Let's mind speak. Let's work on just opening our hearts and being truthful and honest and showing integrity and interacting with the species. Let's derive success from that and show it to the world. This is really these are experiments, literally. Like there's no other way to do it. I'm experimenting and moving forward and changing what I do and growing and expanding. That's what this is really about. It's not I can't get all crazy into was I Sasquatch in a real I don't know. I don't know. And again, if I did know, I wouldn't say it because it's too much. I don't have evidence to do that stuff. So Melinda asked in a podcast, Todd mentioned masculine feminine being a great combination. It's true. I feel very strongly about the masculine and feminine. So is this referring to yourself and Ash? Well, I am masculine, she's feminine, but no, not really. It's really referring to it in a very general way, male and female, male bears, female, boars and sows, bucks and does. So and the importance. So and she says, so can you tell us more about the aspect skills that you both bring to an expedition? Well, it's very different, right? I mean, it just going to masculine and feminine. The top and again, the top primatologists in the world in the past have been women. Broody Gadagas, Diane Fossey, Jane Goodall. They're literally heroes of mine. They're the best primatologists that have ever lived. What's going on? You got to ask yourself that question. Why is it females? And the answer is, I believe it's because gorillas, chimpanzees, and orangutans are male-dominated societies. So is that the same with Sasquatch? Probably because there's sexual dimorphism significantly males are significantly bigger than females, so you have that masculine feminine trait and you work into that society based on that. Jane has far more interest in Ash, other Sasquatch maybe more than me. It's just it's such a profound difference. It's such a significant difference, and I'm not going to leave anything to chance in this discovery process. I'm going to hit this from every angle that I can do, and and they understand that. Nature understands masculine and feminine very well. I know society's having some trouble with that right now, but we're going to work that stuff out. Iris asks, besides broken tree branches, stick triangles, weaving, she goes into the all things. What other things can you look for? Well, let me tell you, every troop of Sasquatch, every village of Sasquatch, every I don't know what you want to call it. People get offended by troop. Every community of Sasquatch is going to have different rules, different things. You have to learn it for yourself. You have to figure it out for yourself. You have to really think beyond. You really have to get out there and be lit and really go, man, is that natural? Could that happen? Feel the energy, be attracted to something, prove and disprove things. I make mistakes all the time, guys. On this last Nia Bay expedition, we had this special broken branch. It looked so amazing, and I had all these like delusions of grandeur about how amazing it was to find this and what we're going to do. And then Larry came along and said, oh, it's right from that tree over there. It fell down, and this is actual very natural looking break. And that everything we were doing went out the window. But everything pertaining to that specific branch, there were Sasquatch there. There were tracks on the ground. And we went up on the ridge, heard the Sasquatch, and had significant encounter, and had amazing lessons learned. So we made a mistake. It was definitely a mistake. I talked a lot about it, but you just grow and you learn and you recognize things, and you substantiate the truth, or you substantiate that there is just nature, it's natural, and you have to figure that stuff out for yourself. That's why we call it a discovery process, right? So, and I'm not going to start talking about things that I haven't really been able to substantiate in nature, that I'm not really concreted about. Man, that's profound, because I end up with egg on my face, because at the end of the day, it could be Sasquatch or not. We have to figure that out. So, Todd, how did you become interested in Sasquatch? That's been many stories I've asked that. This is Katrina asked this. Why, if the Sasquatch were not interested in having a soul? I can't answer that one. I understand that we have different types of Sasquatch. I don't really think we do. So, what do they do for fun? I don't know. So, I can't answer any of those questions. Let's see what else I have here. Iris Little. I'm curious about the tree breaks. How do we know if it's an invitation to explore further or a warning to stop? You got to figure that out. You got to. The tree breaks have many different meanings, and you're going to have to figure that out. Are the tree breaks even for you? Are you finding them in the deep woods? Or are they around trails where people could get them? So there's a lot of common sense things you can do. The Sasquatch tree breaks that are around trails, people are going to see those. Obviously, they're for people. Sasquatch don't walk up and down those trails. I've only rarely, I think in my whole career, maybe 5 times in my life, have I found Sasquatch tree breaks that weren't for people. That's how rare they are. You got to get backcountry. You got to, and one of the times I was with Survivor Man, and I remember he asked me that question during. These are obviously for people, and then he said, "Have we ever seen them where they're not?" And I said, "Like I think I have twice." And then on that expedition, he went up to what I call Stroud Mountain now, and saw incredible Sasquatch, little kids like playing and busting trees together and jamming logs and stuff and structures. And then we saw a Sasquatch tree break that it didn't make any sense the way it was pointed. There was no trails around. There was no, it was a mountain that was literally probably a mile and a half from the trail that we were on, the human trail. There's no way that was for people. No way. It was a small break in the middle of nowhere. We couldn't figure out what it was for, because it's just, there's no trail. What's it pointing at? What does it mean? And that's because I believe it was for Sasquatch. So, Lightseed asks, aside from desiring respect and privacy, is there anything that they would like us to know about them? And he asked a bunch of other questions. This will be the last one I have. I'll be back answering questions here from the live show. Yeah, they want us to wake up badly. And he has a bunch of questions that really all pertain to that. What do they want for us? They want us to wake the hell up. All of us. They want humanity to wake. We need to wake up. That's the message I have right now. I get that so profoundly. They're interacting with me. They're helping this discovery move forward. They're happy. Something I learned from Analia, who is doing this course, is that they're actually happy about the people that are too blind to see the forest through the trees. And what that means is they're glad that a lot of people, I have to say most people, look at the Patterson footage, look at my footage, and go, oh, that's just fake. That's what they want. You're not able to see the truth, then they want that. They want you to go somewhere because you're kind of beyond help right now. They want to help the people that are illuminated to the point where they can look and go, even a smart person is going to go, you can't look at that Patterson footage and just dismiss it. That's preposterous. I'm I'm jaded when it comes to my footage because I was there and I know it's real. But I can just look at the Patterson footage and go, if you just look at it like so many people do, I just saw some reviews from these special effects guys. They looked at it and go, they went, that's totally fake. And I'm just like, you people are so dumb. Like, you're just dumb. Like, you're ignorant. You can't look at that from, that thing was filmed in 1967. And to be so omnipotent, so arrogant, just look at it, go, it's clearly fake. It's clearly real now that I've done the research on it. And if you look at what all these great men have done research wise on that, and the tracks and all the evidence substantiating that, that thing is so real. It's ridiculously impressively real. It's amazing footage, like on so many levels, guys. You just couldn't have faked that. And so I am objectively looking at that and see the way people treat it. But the Sasquatch want that. Do you understand? Those people, if you look at them, they're all fully domesticated. They know nothing about wilderness, and they're really embracing this domestication. They want to be domesticated. They want to live in cages. They don't want to embrace their wildness. They're so far gone. Maybe there's just no coming back for them, and that's when a separation in our species happens. Because people are going to be illuminated. They're going to open up their thoughts to the truth, and they're gonna. You really, it's actually also to the point, ladies and gentlemen, where I don't see how you can open up your mind to truth and not embrace nature. It's that powerful, guys. Have, you can't be domesticated. You can't be city folk all about everything around you. If you're fully immersed, if that's fully who you are, then you are not going to be able to mind speak and get this off. It's connecting to nature. It's opening your mind. It's the reality of our connectivity to life around us. If you can't do that, I can't see you going to the next level and exploding off into new horizons, right? So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think nature and this discovery process and mind speaking are all intimately connected with one another. Very, very much so. Hello, Andy. Aloha from Hawaii. Hey, Todd. What happened after you filmed Kubota? Don't I talk about it in the documentary? I don't think I do. I went got my ass kicked. It's. I've talked about it on this live show, and I'm not really going to talk about it today. I've mentioned it a few times. Um, yeah, I went and got my butt kicked. So I went right up there, right after them, and they maybe kind of initiated me, whooped my ass. So it was hard. It was really hard, and it's something that's very personal and private. And I talk about it to expeditioners and stuff. But I talked about it on this live show. But yeah, it was quite a thing. So how did the case go with you helped Claudia Ackley? I've close friends in that area, just wondering if the Bigfoot are real there. I am. I can't lie to you. I'm 100% convinced Claudia Ackley footage is real. Not based so much on the footage, but based on the eyewitness accounting of her and her daughter that was there, and being at the site and seeing the tree uh, right there, feeling the energy of it. It's crazy to me because this is Brown Ballers 562. There are Sasquatch there, and it's like a very city area. It's got this. I guess that area, that wild space, kind of goes off into the bush and off in the distance. But that really changed my perspective. Thinking, oh my God, Sasquatch are really, really coming into the cities. Like, I couldn't believe it. This nature space, I guess, kind of snaked through this urban area and went out into the forest. But I mean, we're talking it was probably 3-4 miles into the city. That's ridiculously significant, and it was only maybe 300-400 yards across at times. So like they can't cover it, man. And even Claudia went up and put up posters after, like, "Have you seen this Sasquatch? Have you seen it? What's going on?" Because if the people report it, like 80 people could have seen it and reported it. Who are they going to report it to? Fish and Wildlife? They're not going to listen. But they're there. Oh yeah, they're there. I'm just so convinced of that. I know my people like Jeff Meldrum have always told me try to have that 1% doubt. I get so convinced though sometimes. Is it a failing in me? Just when I see the truth and it just punches me and kicks my ass, and I see things that are like, it's so infinitely true to me that for these people to have deceived me, they're really horribly dishonest, evil people, and that wasn't the case at all. Claudia Ackley and her daughter, especially, that was there for that sighting, they rang so truthful to me, and stuff happened on that time that I was there. Speaking behind the scenes, talking a little more. Like I was there for days with them, and it's so obvious to me that that was absolutely true, and I know it in my soul, right? And isn't that so important? I just know it in my heart, like the logic and my feelings and my intuition all point to bing 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 bing. That's absolutely real. I went out there skeptically. I went out there with significant doubt in my head to just find the truth. That's always what I was about, to find the truth. And man, when the truth just just smokes me and I see it so obviously, I cannot deny it. I refuse to deny it. I won't. Actually, I don't like having 1% doubt. Heck with that. I know what I know. Sasquatch are tree breaks. Sasquatch are real. Do I have 1% doubt of it? Absolutely not. I mean, what kind of a crazy thing is that to say? So, and when it comes to the integrity of someone like Jeff Meldrum and John Benedict and other PhDs that I work with, I admire them having that little bit of doubt. That's their perspective, and that's important for this discovery. But it's not me. And I don't care if that's irresponsible. I'm not afraid to admit I was wrong. I'm not afraid to admit that I was lied to and cheated by people, which I have. And shame on them. That's not shame on me. You lie, cheat, deceive me, backstab me, and get ahead because of it. Shame on you. Why should I feel bad about it? Because you successfully deceived me, cheated me, lied to me. I feel bad for you. You're a bad person, and you're not going to be a part of my life anymore. That's for sure. So, hello, Royal. Thank you for the boom. The boom is the Sasquatch, ladies and gentlemen. Love that. Hello, hello. Hey, Todd. I'm a believer. Is there any way to get yourself in the right mind before entering the woods? Absolutely. Like, oh my God, yes. It's called uh, the alpha and theta. It's actually theta is correct. You want to get your mind just into that theta zone. These are actual brain waves that we've monitored and scientifically analyzed. Theta is right before you go into a sleep mode, and and plus, even more than that, it was what a good question, Jason. So even more than that, though, you got to have your life in order. I tell this to my expeditioners: don't come out. Someone died. You're breaking up with somebody. You have these pains. You don't come out for that. You come out when your life is set as best you can, and you come out as a raised up human being trying to go to another level. You don't want to come out there not being the best you can be, not being a completely amazing representative of your humanity specifically. You want to be lit, open, transparent, honest, and good. And that's the only way I know to have success with Sasquatch. Because it reflects. You're going to meet the Sabe, which are, they represent truth, honest, integrity, right? All these things. And it's so obvious to me why that is, because they're transparent, because they can read you. They can't lie. They don't know what lying is. They do know what lying is. I rephrase that. They don't trust people that lie. They know you're lying. They know you're deceptive in your movement. You're trying to act like you don't know the fact, and you're being deceitful. Like, just open your heart. Like, they love being around children. I've seen that. I've heard that a lot. I haven't experienced it, but I can understand that because children have that open, beautiful heart. They have very little paradigms for the most part, I hope, and they love that. Just be open, be free, be honest, show your love and positivity, love nature. If you can come out there with that mindset, it might seem like a lot, but it's not. Go out there and find your joy and find your happiness, and make reconnecting with nature a major goal, and you're in the perfect mindset. That's exactly what I do on expeditions. One of my little secrets to getting people tremendous success: connect them with nature, make them feel happy, be comfortable. We don't go out there in survival mode. I don't do survival, ladies and gentlemen, not with my expeditioners, boy. We're comfortable, we sleep in comfortable beds, we're warm at night, they're safe, they trust their guide. It's very important that I earn their trust and respect immensely. Once they're calm and confident, and they're comfortable in their surroundings, they manifest incredible success with the Sasquatch, or they have an incredibly wonderful time, and love it out there and love nature, and it's a win-win-win right across the board. Greetings, Todd. Recently, I heard an encounter where dude describes the mind speak stuff, and that it wasn't mind speak, but it was a form of ventriloquism they do. Have you heard of this before? Uh, you know what? it's I wouldn't call it ventriloquism so much as like literally Jedi mind tricking you to do something that you didn't want to do. I've spoken about this many times, and even the great and powerful Analia, who's doing that course. By the way, the course is in the link below. Click on it. I'm in it. You'll be immensely involved in what we're doing. You'll have more access to me. It's so important. It'll change your life. How important is this? This is the most important thing. But even Analia talked about how I don't want to use the word manipulated, but they just kind of made her do something that she wasn't even aware of subconsciously, and before she knew it, she was doing that, and the Sasquatch were kind of, you know, ventriloquizing your brain to think a certain thing. So ventri- it's not ventriloquism specifically. They're not making my mouth move. I never had that kind of experience, but they've got it into my head. I saw a bear once, a female bear walking with a cub. They were walking in opposite directions. I had the wind gave. I felt perfectly safe. Nothing wrong with that bear as far as I could see. And in my head, I was like, get up a tree now. And I ran my ass up a tree. I cut all my forms, whipping myself up a tree. And I didn't even know why. I get to the tree to a safe spot, and the bear that bear hits the tree, and her jaws are snapping, and saliva hit my boot almost like. Rawr! I heard her jaw snap like a trap jaw. Snap, snap, trying to kill me. If I'd have been on the ground, do you think bear spray would have worked? That's all I had was bear spray and a knife. Probably wouldn't be here. So was that ventriloquism? What would you call that? I literally had no fear of that bear whatsoever. I don't even know how she turned around. I have no idea what freaking happened. I was clueless. I was literally moving away. She's moving away. I'm moving away. I saw her. I'm aware of her. I don't think she was aware of me. She couldn't smell me. I had the wind gauge. How did she even know to turn around and come and try to kill me? I didn't think she was angry. She looked like a regular sow bear to me. And that literally probably saved my life. At least I would have been mauled at the very least. I don't know if I'd have made it out of there. So where I go, if I get mauled or attacked, I'm in deep deep trouble. I didn't have a communicator at the time. No kind of Garmin existed at the time. Those spot devices didn't exist at the time. So I get mauled, and I'm a 2-day hike from home, 10 miles over the mountains. I'm gonna bleed to death and die. Even if I have a minor bleed, like, I'm in deep trouble. I have to stay. I break a leg, I snap my ankle, I break my arm. It's life or death in those days, especially. And that very well could have been the difference between life and death with me. And I know they did that now. It took me years of denial to go, why did I do that? It didn't make any sense. And I'll tell you, like, I had a fire under my ass. Talk about ventriloquism. He was ventriloquizing my ass up that tree. Right? Like, I was terrified to get up that tree. I didn't even know why. And I'm cutting myself. I remember I cut up all my forms. I'm like ripping myself up this tree like a beast. There were no branches. I just like climbing that tree and digging, and my legs were all in it. My pants got all torn. What the hell am I doing? So yeah, they ventriloquist my whole body up that tree, and you better do it like you mean it. So even why didn't the sow climb the tree after me? She didn't hit that tree and snap a couple times. I literally, this is something else I never talked about and never even thought about. I didn't panic. I went into a state of zen. Like, I just went calm, serenity. I wasn't there going, oh God, she's gonna kill me. Nope. I wasn't the victim. I was up on that branch. I stood there calmly. I took breaths, and I was like, everything's okay. Everything's going to be okay. And maybe that wasn't even me. Maybe that was a Sasquatch just saying, stay calm. I'm in your head. Show her serenity. She'll go away. And she snapped a few times. She actually just looked so pissed off. She was so irate. She was grinding herself on the tree below. She was so irate, and I just didn't feed into it at all. I was like, calm serenity, calm serenity. She went away. When everything was cool, I came back down. So how much involvement, how much ventriloquism was involved in that? I'd say quite a bit, because it doesn't seem like even my mindset to be just so zenned out. Is Ohio squatchy? I don't like the term squatchy, Peter. Are there Sasquatch? I believe the term squatchy, squatching is kind of disrespectful. It is. The native people find it disrespectful. But are there? I've never seen a Sasquatch in Ohio, but I've heard accountings of it. And they have the grass man, which it doesn't sound, it's supposed to be green or something. So yeah, I'm not really sure. So I can't even theorize, guys. I mean, I've been to Ohio, so I was looking around in what was it, Southern Ohio, with we're right across from the border of Kentucky, literally on the very very southern tip of Ohio. Found nothing there personally, but I've heard some pretty decent accountings, so just something I'm not sure. Todd, hi Todd, Doc from UK. Keep asking about Kubota and no news, buddy. Why? Uh, what about Kubota? I didn't see Kubota. I haven't seen Kubota, and didn't see him last year for sure. Don't remember if I saw him the year before. I spend so much time out there, guys. So much. Time gets really jumbled to me. Like, I remember last year really well. Then the year before that, it kind of gets jumbled up. But not much Kubota stuff going on. That's why you don't hear about it. Literally, for sure, all of last year, I didn't see Kubota's tracks. I never saw any sign or sound where I thought Kubota was around. and nobody eyewitnessed him. Kubota's not really. I got footage of him. It's amazing, but he's not. I don't have much interactions with him. I never really have. Like he, since I got footage of him and I was able to identify his tracks. Um, and then there's the Ina story where he tried to abduct a woman. But there's a lot more going on out there with other individuals, and I don't really Kubota and I, we're not. Yeah, it's not great. I don't dislike him. He's kind of scary looking. He's not, I don't have a favorite Sasquatch, but you know, uh, yeah, I just don't have a lot for feelings on Kubota. Steve O, also there have been a number of reports where people are hearing out of the deep, dark Georgian monk chanting. People, okay, losing. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I'd have to hear it before I can make a deduction, I think. So this is, oh, hey, this is my my friend Brian from Nia Bay. Hey, brother, I'm uh, I'm a student, like a kid, ever learning. Boom. Yeah, it's so true, man. Aren't we all? I was just watching. I just put up a video that I was really proud of. It's some Nia Bay. It's on here on YouTube. It's just like me talking and a couple little things. And what I just love about going down there is I can literally start a topic. You'll see it an example of that. I can literally start a topic. I'm talking about how the Sasquatches own it out here. It's like their backyard, and then Brian literally steps right into the conversation. It's like, imagine it's your room and you just notice even things get moved. What I want to mention in this is I'm out there with Larry and Analia and Brian and people like that, and it's like we just finish each other's sentences. There's fluidity, and I love the way Larry or Analia or Brian I'll be conversing, I'll be talking, I'll be speaking, and literally they can just jump in anytime and finish my sentence or explain things in greater clarity. And it's like no egos. Brian starts talking, and then he's done, and then I continue on, and then Larry can pipe up, and it's like, and all I do is smile, right? It's like, yeah, yeah, that's better. Every time they say something, I just go, yeah, that's better, that's good, yeah, thank you, right? And I know they feel that same way about me, or even they're just so supportive. Somebody asks me a question, start talking about it, and their incredible observations, their keen manners of thinking, because they're not Todd Standing, and I don't want them to be Todd Standing, right? But they have, and they're moving in my direction. Like these men and women are shoulder to shoulder with me. We're all moving together, and we all want the same thing. But these amazing perspectives create clarity, and that's why cooperation is so important. That's why this experiential telepathy course is so immensely important. And in this discovery process, we all have a journey, we all have lessons, and it's so beautiful. I'm so happy. I'm a Sasquatch researcher, and all of you or that are on here realize that's just not like this. I'm not just following some ape around. Not to say there is, because if you ever told that to Diane Fossey or Jane Goodall, hey, they're just apes. Don't ever say that to them, ever. They gave their lives for those discovery processes. Literally, you say, well, Jane Goodall's alive today. No, she fights for that discovery. She left the wilderness to go work with people because that was in the best interest of the chimpanzee. That's a hero. You think she wanted to go deal with people and PhDs and all those stuck up tightwads and all the hatred and stuff? No, she wanted to stay in the wilderness. But that wasn't what was best for the chimpanzees. The woman is a hero. She lives her life for the betterment of humanity and chimpanzees. She's a saint. I mean, that woman is a statue. She's a hero of mine forever. Where's her children? Where's her husband? You know where? Nowhere. Because she sacrificed everything for the discovery of chimpanzees and human beings. And she calls it both. She cares about people too. She cares so much about the people and making them less ignorant and increasing understanding. And Diane Fossey died defending her gorillas. So, and I understand that. Like I'm starting to I tried to be a little sciencey years and years ago and not get too connected, and those days are gone. This is very personal. This is very important to me. This journey has taken me in places I never thought I'd ever go. And now beyond that. Beyond that. into the realm of, oh my God, the discovery of Sasquatch will literally change humanity forever. It's not just some anthropological interest. It's not some new pillar in primatology. Oh no, it is going to absolutely change humanity, where we can go, we were like that, and then we were like this. We opened our third eyes. We became full on telepathic, and it was in that discovery of Sasquatch that helped and facilitated, may very well be one of the primary driving forces in this new development of human beings. Are we really discovering Sasquatch here? Or are we discovering ourselves? And my answer is both. Absolutely both. And that is what makes it so brilliant and amazing. And my mind is absolutely blown how this discovery has just been. No wonder the Sasquatch haven't been discovered, because they're that good. And people that can't open their minds to go, what do you mean they're that good? Oh, they are significantly more advanced than us when it comes to mind speak, telepathy. These are essential traits. They can literally see things better than we can. They literally have, it's just better. They live a better life. They're literally free in ways that most human beings can never understand. Never. They don't, they go where they want, they eat what they want when they want. They don't have clothes, they don't owe anybody money. You know what I mean? Like, that's freedom. They're transparent with one another. There's no deception amongst themselves. You can't even deceive them. I can't deceive a Sasquatch. They can see it coming. Who's the more evolved hominid? And the answer is obviously them. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive. And maybe you disagree with that. But the more I learn about this discovery process, I'll tell you, the most incredible men and women in the world have gone out and tried to facilitate this discovery and have failed entirely. Amazing people have come out here and fought and spent their lives devoted to this discovery and failed. Failed. So I'll call a spade a spade. You know, do you think John Bitternagel made the discovery happen in his lifetime? The answer is absolutely not. And his life was devoted to that. And the man was a brilliant, amazing PhD. And Grover Krantz and Renee DeHinden. And the list goes on and on. John Green, right? All these men that were amazing human beings that were devoted to this, that busted their ass for it. There's no other word I can think of. If you ask them at the end, right before they go, did you succeed with the discovery process? And not one of them would have been able to say yes. I know John didn't, and I can speak from experience because I was there till the end with my friend and mentor, John, the late great John Bitternagel, PhD, right to the end. I was there. He called me on the phone and told me he had cancer and he was dying. I bawled my eyes out. So yeah, I was that close. It was very personal with John Bitternagel, and and he didn't win. And what was missing? And that's what I'm here talking to you all about. That's what was missing. And this growth makes us all, makes us a better species, makes us better people. It literally, I don't like to use that word, but there's no two ways about it. It's better. It's literally, it's no different than human beings are blind. Imagine we can't see. It's literally a new sensory perception that's as significant, if maybe not more significant, than freaking seeing. So literally, imagine we were all blind and these people are learning to see. It's absolutely that significant. That's the minimal credence you need to give to the importance of this part of the discovery of mind speak, of empathic ability, of telepathy. It's that important, ladies and gentlemen. And the Sasquatch teach that. They're teaching me that. The reason I've had such incredible development is all because of the Sasquatch. The reason I'm here talking about Analia's course and talking about experiential telepathy and the importance of it is because of the Sasquatch. I wouldn't have discovered this probably in my whole life. Believe that. In my whole life. I don't know if I would have come across this discovery the way I do now. Certainly wouldn't be this far advanced in it and wouldn't have this knowing of it. So, which is so important. So Steve O says there's a hotspot in north and southeast area, and that's great. And if Steve wants to talk to the other person here, just don't share emails. Be brave, guys. Share emails. Hello, Maynard. Boom, 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 boom. People calling the Sasquatch boom. Welcome, Sasquatch research family. Yes, please be patient. Todd has tried to get your questions. Thank you, Royal Creations. And you're so awesome to be here. It's a Sasquatch family, isn't it? I just love that so much. It makes me so happy. Do you think when we use the bathroom to speak out there in the woods, are they curious enough to check it out? You know what? People, this is Jason again. So he's talking about, what I have to tell you, Jason, is you might think that's a strange question. So he's saying literally, I'll tell you because I know. You'll pee out there, and the Sasquatch will judge you based on how healthier you are or not. They'll smell your urine and go, "Oh my God, what has that person been eating?" I tell people, eat clean before you come out. And when they come out, I have nothing but clean, amazing, incredible, organic, healthy food to feed them. So if they're not really clean, they're going to get really clean in a big hurry. I know I took out a primatologist who was an amazing woman. And I know I actually, that was one of the mind speaks that I had that I was in denial of. I actually was sleeping. I've never told anybody this. And this is something I know now. This is why I do this live show. This primatologist lady drank Coke, liked nasty peanut butter that she put on her white bread that was not healthy, and she ate jujubes, these little candy things that like crazy. And when she sweat, I could smell her toxicity. She's a wonderful lady. Really liked her. I was excited to work with her. And I was sleeping, and I heard the Sasquatch. I saw the Sasquatch just get close to her pee spot and went, "Ooh!" I can't have anything to do with that woman. It was that day that I started talking to my expeditioners, even and to this day, you got to be clean. If you're poisoning your physical body, if you're toxifying your physical body, that's you got a problem. Remember, I told you you have to be at a wonderful, incredible height of success and brilliance. If you're poisoning your own body based on addictions, based on ignorance, there's just no excuse, guys. You got to eat organic, you got to take care of yourself, you got to have clean water, get water filtration happening, make sure you're eating good. Like when I go, I just went shopping today. I go down the organic aisles and then I go home. I pick up my organic fruits and vegetables. I know it's expensive, but you know, I know some people can't afford it, and that breaks my heart. Here in North America, it's vile how we're presented with chemical foods that are going to cause cancer and have horrible effects in it, hormones and crap they're putting in our meat. I mean, it's absolutely vile what they're doing in the state of money. They don't do that in Europe. In case you're aware, they're not allowed to do that in Europe. There's no GMO. It's everything is organic in Europe. You can't not have that. They won't poison their citizens there, and here it's in Canada and the U.S. Poison away, ladies and gentlemen. So it's pretty disgusting, but absolutely. I don't know about our defecation, but I guarantee, you know what? They get enough from the urine. They'll smell it, and I tell that to people all the time, all the time. In fact, there was a time, I haven't done this in quite a few years, where I would have the girls go around and pee all over the place on purpose. And it seemed to generate more success with the boys. Seemed. And I don't know if that's even the case anymore. So I don't do that anymore. Maybe I kind of finished that probably 2 years ago. I stopped doing that. I probably had Ashley doing that when I just met her. Uh, but I just don't do that anymore. Uh, just doesn't seem to be important enough. So just wondering if you could get close to the group again without a ghillie suit. If you can use empathy approaches and they can mind speak to know your, well, and that's what I do. That's what I do. So I'm really using mind speak. I have a ghillie suit in my trailer. I literally haven't used it in 5 years. So, and it wasn't just the ghillie suit, guys. It was more than that. I was using special lead lining and stuff like that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I have to sit back here and go, those things were allowed to happen. The same way the Patterson footage was allowed to happen. So maybe I shouldn't get into that too much because it's getting into that you know, crazy area of not so sure and maybe pushing people's paradigm too much. But I, I think they're clairvoyant. I have, no, let me rephrase. I have significant evidence to substantiate that they're clairvoyant, and I have significant evidence to substantiate that my native teacher, who was a Northern Cree elder, was clairvoyant. Undeniably, 100%. If you'd seen the stuff that I'd seen, you would just shut the front door and go, wow. It's clairvoyance is very real. And it's hard for me to talk about this, guys, but I'm just not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you straight up. So, uh, yeah, clairvoyance is real. The Sasquatch are capable of it, and human beings are capable of it. So that opens up a whole new can of worms that I can't get into too much. But and please, again, if you're like, I don't buy that, that's cool. I accept your position, but just keep moving forward and keep your mind open to the truth. That's why I'm telling you these things, because I was open to the truth. And don't think I'm just like, oh, clairvoyance, man. I literally, I literally spent years denying it, years going, it can't be, it can't be, it can't. And it came out, and it's undeniable. So, hello, hello, Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot. Hat, do you think about Hat? This is from Mike. Do you think about the myth of the Nazis capturing a big? Whoa, whoa, whoa! What happened? My phone just went all crazy here. So I lost that question. Let's go back into another one. So, oh no, what did it do? It shot me right down to the bottom. That sucks. Oh man, look at all these questions. Okay, I'm going to start from maintenance worker. You have to connect, learn about them, all the animals in the area, learn the sounds, the behavior, the plants, the weather, eat. You can do all this common. So that's Brian, and he's absolutely right. So absolutely, absolutely right. It's very, very important. I don't know what question he's answering. Sorry, my phone went all crazy. I got kicked down the bottom of the questions, but yeah, you have to learn and connect, and it's just so important. So Royal Creation says you're welcome, Jason. Randy's evidence is so important. Randy, you're welcome, Jason. Randy's experience is so important. Everyone needs to hear about it. Oh no, what experience is that? Are you talking about Randy Burson? So, oh man, see this phone stuff. Darn it, there's no reason it did that either. That's really unfortunate. Sasquatch and Dogman ain't just in the woods; they're all over. I don't know anything about Dogman. I subscribe. Check it out after Todd done here. LOL. Oh, thanks, Jason. Todd, ever went to Portlock, Alaska? No, I've seen videos about that place. I had a conversation. The producers of that show, there was a show that went to, if Portlock is that place where they had the cannery and stuff. And man, the I'm just gonna say it, the weaklings that they picked for that show, which is pathetic. They don't know nothing about Bigfoot. Half the stuff they were talking about was absolute horse manure. But the show that I saw, like I believe they were getting thermal images. So they were too afraid because they're cowards. They shouldn't be doing Sasquatch research. I'm not gonna pull any punches. I believe there was a Sasquatch out there. I believe they got thermal footage of a Sasquatch, and those cowards couldn't have gone away faster. What the hell are you doing out there? Why the hell History Channel are you hiring these people? Because the big producer, I'm not going to name his name. He's on my phone. I can call him anytime. That literally is like the president of History Channel. He's a fan of mine. He's been trying to get me on the History Channel forever, but they keep knocking me out. He literally said, Todd, we got a running little joke here. So when they were on the boat, because these cowards, I'm just going to call them cowards, were on the boat because they're too afraid to go sleep on the land where the Sasquatch are. And they got a thermal of a Sasquatch on the land, probably, let's say, 250 yards away. And then the cowards start talking, oh, they swam and they'll come here and they'll kill us. Just stupid stuff, right? Dumb. And so this producer says, Todd, if you would have seen that thermal image and there was a Sasquatch over there, what would you have done? And I go, well, you'd have heard a splash. He starts laughing. He goes, I believe you would have. You bet your ass. 6 ways till Sunday, there's a Sasquatch over there. And if there was some way I wasn't out there, if I was leaving and there was a Sasquatch over there, boosh, you would have heard that splash. The water's freezing cold. Yeah, I'm ice trained. And there's a Sasquatch over there. That's my freaking life. That's my job. I am confident that is a Sasquatch. I don't know what else could have shown up thermally. I don't even know what kind of camera they were using. That looked just like a Sasquatch to me. Like I was so convinced of it. I'd have got my ass in that water so fast. It would have been, hey, can I get on a boat? No boat. Okay. Boosh. What happened? Man overboard. No, not man overboard. Sasquatch researcher gonna go see a Sasquatch. I didn't fly out here to Alaska with your show and your producers and your cameramen. This is all cool and fun, but there's a Sasquatch over there, and I'm gonna go do my job. Because if I'm not gonna get out there and do that, then I don't deserve to be called a Sasquatch researcher. And that's the difference between me and a lot of people. My documentary's done; should be coming out soon. I'm just waiting on the production to get put out, and I'll tell you, you're gonna see it in this documentary. There's a Sasquatch in the Adirondacks of New York. You watch what I did. I backed up to her. Like I know that's a Sasquatch. I backed up with a smile ear to ear. When other people would have been, terrified, and rightly so. There were two other people there, and they didn't know what to make of it. They'd never had a Sasquatch encounter like that, and that was my 98th or whatever. I've seen them and I've been around them a lot, and I just reacted in the most I blew the Sasquatch's mind. Couldn't believe that I was doing that. Who is this lunatic backing up towards me, smiling? What was my energy? You see the picture. I'm like, yeah, there's a Sasquatch. Yeah. Like I've been out here for like 4 days and there's a Sasquatch there. So it was an amazing experience. And that's something that anybody who's going to do this research has to come to terms with. Can you get over the fear? Because I've had my bad days. Don't think I haven't had my days where I went home sucking my thumb going, Mommy, I don't think I should do this anymore. So, but you get back up and you make a decision, and obviously I'm still here. So, and I'm not going anywhere. So, 2 ways to document your encounter: Bigfoot encounter, at gmail.com, or there's the link. Thank you very much, Andy. If you'd like to document your encounter, that's fantastic. Thumbs up if you like the show. I appreciate that. Dignity, hello, Todd. Can you share the details of when the Sasquatch caught you with his hand and walked and ran? So you're talking about in the flare day. There's a video on it. I don't really even have. I'm not able to do the details because the way he picked me up and held me, it was interesting because other people, especially Ina, told me that Kubota picked her up like that. The way he turned her and put her hip on his hip and her feet were up in the air. So it seems to be something. Well, on 3 occasions, me, Ina, and another individual have been picked up and moved and by a Sasquatch, and it was that form that they've used. So, do you think Sasquatch are shapeshifters? No, absolutely not. Not one little bit. Hit that like button. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jason. Maynard says puppeteering. I don't know what you mean by that. I hit it. Thank you. Thanks, Jason. TY for the greater answer, Todd. Oh, thank you for the greater answer. You're welcome. Sasquatch are not shape shifting beings. Ah, thank you, Royal Creations. They're in this dimension like us. And really, like I talked about that, like 3 dimensional beings. They do bend with their surroundings and are masters of the wild. Like uh, maybe he should be doing the show. That's the Sasquatch family. I really, especially the moderators. I haven't moderated people if if I didn't think they were absolutely just amazing and rang of truth. So can't have some can't have a stroke. I'm pretty good post stroke with my spirit. That's from Mother Brothers. I don't know what that means. Guys, this world has beings that are unseen. We call them the jinn, and or maybe he's meaning the jinn. Jinn is another. People have different names for them. The truth is that they exist. Sure Sasquatch, Bigfoot exists too. That's cool. I appreciate Doc. The jinn is part of the Muslim culture. It's literally something that I'm just learning about right now. Apparently, it's in the Quran, and I met a Muslim lady who's been telling me about it, so I'm looking into that. And yes, they can telepathic talk to humans. That's amazing. And you're probably talking about the jinn. And this theory that this Muslim lady is presenting to me is telling me she's telling me that she believes the jinn are Sasquatch. So very interesting stuff. And I'm no knowledge of this. I'm just getting into it. I learn a lot from you, but I don't need to go with you where you are. Much love. Well, thank you, mothers and brothers. And she says her name is Shawan. And you're right. Uh, but I don't need to go with you where you are. No, you don't. So you can go where you are, you can have success wherever you want, or you can do your part in the community, whatever that might be, whatever your contribution to your community is, that supports this research moving forward based on building a community and taking care of the community. So so CM Gordon says, but you can't say they're not shapeshifters. I don't believe they're real beings. I do believe they are real beings. Well, and you're right. You always have to take everything I say with a grain of salt. I have no evidence to see them being shapeshifters, and it seems pretty far fetched to me. But I've been wrong before. So, Jason N. I live a couple of miles from Tosiant Wildlife Refuge. I'm not sure if there's enough woods, swamps up there to have the Sasquatch. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. So, Jason says, hi, Todd. Hello, Jason. Have you ever been to Big Thicket in Texas? I don't think so. I say that because it's been a long time since I've been in Texas, especially out doing research. And I remember being in a forest north of oh gosh, I forget the name. So Corpus Christi, and there was an incredible wildlife park that I loved on a beach. I forgot the name of it, but anyways, I was in kind of that area, San Antonio, and then a bit north of that. Doc says, "Do you love to see another clear video of Kubota, Jake, and Jane? Would you love to see?" But Jane looks so different to the typical Bigfoot. Well, I don't think Jane looks. Jane was young too, so Jane looks different now. I think Jane was probably maybe 16 years old when I filmed her, so she looks different now, and it's very impressive. So I would not want to fight Kubota. I wouldn't want to fight an 8-year-old Sasquatch. There's an 8-year-old that came around a lot last year, 8 or 9. So this year that male will be 9 or 10. I wouldn't step in the ring with him. I remember being approached by a 3-year-old grizzly bear and thinking, it's a 3-year-old. What am I afraid of? I would not want to fight him. Not like literally. I remember a day where I'm like, just a 3-year-old. Let's kick his ass. Pulled up my knife. I didn't have a gun that day for ridiculous reasons. Pulled up my knife and I was like, okay, you little bugger, let's fight. I just looked at him. He's a beast. His teeth and claws. I probably would have lost that fight. I had to use my intellect and outsmart him and work an angle on him because that little bugger wanted to kill me. And boy, he pissed me off. I had a gun, I'd have shot that little bugger. But I'm telling you, a 3-year-old bear, a 3-year-old grizzly bear. Like, let's put some things in perspective. I guarantee you that 8-year-old Sasquatch would whoop that 3-year-old grizzly bear's ass 6 ways till Sunday. Like, no problem. So, they just have bear jujitsu. They just know they'll get it. They'll whoop that bear so badly. It wouldn't even be a good fight. So I'm just trying to help put things in perspective for you guys, right? And everybody talks tough and thinks they're amazing. I'll tell you, a 3-year-old grizzly bear, he's got sharp claws and sharp teeth. And he was still, 200 pounds, 250. I don't really remember. But I remember I knew his mom, and he was just leaving his mom that year. And just looking at that little bugger coming at me to kill, like he was just like voracious. He wanted to kill me. And it was freaking terrifying. Like they're scary. Like animals are scary. Oh, what are you afraid of a mountain lion? That mountain lion's a buck 60 of teeth and claws. Well, you weigh 220. What are you afraid of? I don't have teeth and claws. I don't move like that. Like that's a monster. Those things are freaking terrifying. If they hit you the right way, you're in trouble. I've been charged by 120-pound mountain lions. It's freaking scary. Shot at the buggers. Like it's. Do you want to make that fight? Because I don't. 120 pounds of teeth and claw, and everybody, these people that chirp and talk. I've been out there. I know these animals. You don't mess with 120. You don't mess with a 100-pound mountain lion. You don't do that. You better pull your gun and you better not miss, because that animal will kill you. There is no human being in the world. You don't step in a cage with an 80-pound mountain lion. He'll kill any man, and it won't be slow. It'll be a quick death if he so chooses. So give these wilderness beings some respect, because they deserve it, because they are very, very impressive at what they do. So one more question. Kubota ain't a big guy. He's just curious. It's true. Kubota's not big. He's a gentle giant. Kubota? Huh. CM Gordon. They don't change shapes. Okay, you guys are talking about shape changes. I don't want to do that. Jason N says, I personally think we have a big coyote problem more than anything up here in northern Ohio. Wow, I bet you do. He's watching and learning. Todd may have another experience, but we wait for that to explain. Thank you. Where's a cool new question? Protector of the Woods, I agree. Jane Goodall believes Sasquatch exists. She sure does. I've seen it to say they believe. Is there Sasquatch in England? I highly doubt it, and I thoroughly think not. Okay, citizen scientist. Is it possible that a body or type specimen is the only way to fully, undoubtedly prove this particular taboo subject to the public? Citizen scientist? I'm not interested. I'm really not interested in proving it to people that just have a closed mind. This discovery is moving forward the way it needs to be. People that are open to discovery will have it. People that can open their minds and expand their minds to this reality can come and enjoy it. There's just no other way. And it's that amazing. It's that brilliant. So I can just see it so clearly, and it makes so much sense to me. I'd have to write a book to explain how this discovery could only happen this way. It can't happen either way. We can't. If we would have found a body and then people jump on board, it would have been a debacle. A discovery of this importance, just by destiny, just by the laws of what's appropriate in nature, had to fall into place like this. I can perceive it as there's a lot of people in the United States. There's a 1 in 3 people believe Bigfoot is really very probably real. That's 100 million people. You know what? That's enough. Let's get those people on board. Let's not worry about conspiracies and government crap and all that stuff. Of course they don't want it. Of course they're hiding it. But but I'm glad it's that way. I like the discovery moving forward like this. Let's warm these. We'll get the 100 million on in the know in the discovery, and then those 100 million can go and have another 100 million. It can just grow nice and fluid, and some people will never come on board with it. Maybe, I don't know. So I just don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm actually very happy with the way the discovery is moving forward. I'm very happy about just this is the way it is, and it just seems like it's so amazing that something so precious like this discovery is precious and species changing for humanity, so significant. And it's just beautiful the way it's falling into place so organically. It wasn't going to happen with a body and some dude coming in with a Sasquatch hanging by a toe. It couldn't happen that way. With beings that are clairvoyant and empathic and telepathic, you can't beat them like that. It's just not the way of it, and they don't want that. That's the problem. Is this discovery is going to happen on their terms or not at all? And that is that even a problem? That's the amazement of it. Is these highly enlightened, incredible beings, amazing hominids, are going to be discovered their way. And their way is this way, is experiential telepathy, is through mind speak. Because everybody, John Benedict said, I'm going to say, everybody who sees a Sasquatch discovers it. And that's where the journey begins. Now I'm telling you, everybody that can communicate with a Sasquatch, that can open up to a Sasquatch, can see the truth, will discover it. And they can only do that when they're ready. And that's why it's so beautiful. And the teachers that are the Sasquatch are the ones that are in control of who gets to know and who doesn't. That's amazing. Isn't that a wonderful gift? Shouldn't it be that way? It couldn't be more magnificent. It just blows my mind. So thank you very much for tuning in today, y'all. I really enjoyed this show. So there's a link below to the experiential telepathy, and I'll be doing my live show, of course, next week. Expeditions are starting at the very beginning of June, actually last few days of May. And then I have one more expedition in about 2 weeks. That's just going to be a short one. That's going to be impressive. So new videos coming that are going to be very cool. I still have more Nia Bay videos to put up, and and 2023. Listen to me so vividly. Oh man, 2023 is going to be such a banner year for Sasquatch, and all of you Sasquatch family are going to be absolutely mind blown. I'm so confident, so confident. This is the time. Everything's fallen into place with me. If I could just show you like the miracles that are happening every day, the stuff that's just falling into place so brilliantly. When stuff happens like that in my life, it's like predestined. It's by design. Like the universe has just set this up to fall into place. I can't even talk about there are things that are happening this year I'm not allowed to talk about. I'm literally keeping confidence with these incredible people that are coming out, but it will all come to pass. It literally, people who have fought for this discovery, amazing men and women, are going to come out and participate. Like the most brilliant minds are coming out this year. The most amazing people are coming out to substantiate and bring new evidence to the table. 2023 is absolutely going to be the most unreal, spectacular year. Thank you so much for participating in this cooperation, ladies and gentlemen. When I get boots on the ground, June, July, August, September, by November, I'll have some announcements for sure. Major freaking announcements. So I expect to just shake up the whole world with the incredible stuff that's happening. There's just no other way that this is going to go down. It's absolutely astonishing and brilliant. So I'm trying to get you excited. Get excited. I'm really excited. So I'm just showing integrity by not revealing certain things yet. But I promise in November, I'm going to sit back and go, look at this. Hey, that happened. Hey, remember I said amazing, amazing, amazing? This is why. These things are all put in place. These people are all coming out. It's all by design. And when you bring powerful minds, men and women out, some of the most incredible minds ever, this has not happened since I did Discovering Bigfoot and worked with Survivor Man. That was in 2014, or no, 2015. I did my work with Survivor Man, and Jeff Meldrum and John Benedict came out. Jeff saw Sasquatch. That happened in 2015. We're going to exceed that in 2023. It's time for the next step. Survivor Man, Jeff Meldrum, John Benedict, 2015, 2023. At the end of it, November, December, you'll know why. You'll see what I was talking about, and you'll be like, whoa, amazing. And I thank you so much for your support. As soon as I can start announcing these things, y'all will be the first to know on my live shows. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and y'all take care of yourself. More videos to come this week, and live show again next Wednesday, same time, same place. I'll see you there. Bye for now.